How much money do you need to start a Shopify business? Can you start from absolute zero in your bank? What's the minimum amount you need to be successful? I'm about to tell you. Hello and welcome to the Grey Owl Mindset Mentor. I am your host, Ian Michael Pankhurst, and this is the channel solely dedicated to newbie entrepreneurs of all ages. So you've clicked on this video because you've heard all the hype about Shopify Dropshipping. You've seen other YouTube gurus tell you that they make thousands of dollars a week, and now you're deciding you want to jump in, yeah? But how much money do you really need to start? Before we break down that, if you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button and the bell icon below, and you'll get notified every time I upload a new Shopify or business advice video. Let me say straight away that it is my sincere belief that dropshipping and Shopify is the absolute ideal model for the newbie entrepreneur. Before I can tell you how much money you'll need to be rich from Shopify, we need to ask one important question. Do you really want to be an entrepreneur, or do you simply want to be self-employed? I'm asking you this because if you talk to most successful business owners and you say, what are you? They'll tell you that they're an entrepreneur. But in reality, they're really self-employed. Now, you may say, well, what's the difference in these two terms? Aren't they the same? The answer is no. It all comes down to risk. And what is your mindset when it comes to risk? An entrepreneur is more comfortable with risk. An entrepreneur is probably most happy when there is pressure, where there are challenges, and that element of uncertainty. Whereas, if you have the mindset of being just self-employed, you're really putting a limit on how far out of your comfort zone you want to be, which is okay. But how does this relate specifically to the startup cost of Shopify? The truth is, to start a Shopify is relatively inexpensive in terms of startup costs. The actual cost is $30 a month. It would be safe to say that you would probably need to spend about $15 for a domain name. And let's just throw in another $50 more for a good logo design. And this, as you probably realize, you can get a very good one off the site Fiverr. But here's where I've got to be blunt with you folks. That is just the startup cost. Now, the other gurus are lying to you when they're making out that that is really the end of the story. That's all there is. You have your startup cost, and from then on, it's all plain sailing. But the real money that you're going to have to invest, and I use the word invest deliberately, is going to have to go on the marketing. And the marketing is going to be the most effective way there is, which is Facebook ads or Google ads or Instagram ads. Now, the numbers I'm going to say you need to be successful is going to be an absolute minimum of $500. Let's say, to be on the safe side, between $500 and $1,000. If that number shocks you, and it might, then I'm sorry, but maybe you don't want to be a Shopify entrepreneur, because Shopify is not, never has been, and never will be a get-rich-quick system. It is just not. I've been making money as an entrepreneur long before the internet or laptops were invented. And one thing has always remained constant, always remained true, and that is this. It takes money to make money. So when I say the amount you need to be successful starts at Shopify is 500 to 1,000, and if that upsets you, then really you have two choices, don't you? You can, I suppose, as a lot of people do, unfortunately, decide you'll do it on the cheap, or the more sensible approach to do it, and if you're looking at it this long term, which I suggest you do, the answer is get a part-time income while you save that money from that part-time income to put towards your marketing costs on Facebook and the other methods that are available, because you need to test your products. Now, the truth and the reality of the situation is you really need, right at the very beginning, to be testing at least one ad, one product a day. And I'm going to suggest to you that the minimum budget for that should be at least $10. And you're going to have to do that over a month to get any realistic results. And that works out to $300 a month. Now, I accept that a massive percent of people will get stressed out at the thought of having to spend $300 with no profit. That's entrepreneurship. And why would there be no profit after spending $300 of your hard-earned cash? Because, quite simply, you must learn how to market your product. And that is never ever going to be cheap. Facebook do not offer free method to test your ads. Every ad costs money, and it really could take, realistically, up to 3 months for you to get a really good Facebook ad. So the question you probably have got to ask here and now is, do you, at this moment, as you're watching this, have $1,000 a month to play with? And again, it comes back down to the mindset aspect. A true entrepreneur is aware that you must spend money to make money in this game. And marketing is the major cost. It really is as simple as that. So, are you comfortable spending $200 to make $300? Does that idea scare you? Well, if you don't have that kind of money to spend, of course you can start with less. I suppose you could have a $5 budget ad to start with. Now, I will point out here that there is a link below in the description where you can start, at least for a free aspect of it, and that is a free 14-day trial on Shopify. And if you really want to gain as much knowledge as you can, and that's what I'm suggesting, I would suggest you take advantage of that. There is a link below. Whatever little money you have to start, and I'll guarantee you'll get there the same way as a person who's got $1,000 will get there. But with you, it's just going to be that much slower. As long as you're aware of that, as long as you accept that, and you don't go in with the high expectations that you're going to be buying a Lamborghini next month. That ain't going to happen, is it? But you will get there, and that I promise you. So ask yourself, do you want to be self-employed, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? And it really does boil down to that, doesn't it? Do you want to take risks, or do you want to play it safe? There's nothing wrong with playing it safe. I tell you, a favourite saying of mine is, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. And thinking that drop shipping, or any matter for that business, is going to make you rich overnight, now that's a very dangerous mindset. And that will lead to failure. I can absolutely guarantee you that. So in wrapping this up, let me just reiterate the key elements of being an entrepreneur. Number one, you must be 100% focused on what it means to be an entrepreneur. Don't, whatever you do, look upon it as an easy way to make money. Don't ever look upon it as something that you can do as a part-time activity. Number two, be prepared to invest, and by that I mean money and time, but invest in it knowing that you're not going to get an immediate return. You are going to be playing it in for the long term. Number three is very important. Stick to your original idea. Do not get sidetracked or tempted by other offers that may appear more attractive. And I know that is a possibility because there's a lot of selling that goes on the internet. A lot of people trying to draw you in and tempt you in a better, bigger, easier way. Forget it. If your idea is good, you know it's good, you're an entrepreneur, stick to that. Number four, just want to reiterate a little bit this, research well. Research before you take action. Obtain as much information as you can, but from the right sources. And number five goes without saying, I suppose, but taking action at the end of the day is what separates entrepreneurs from wannabe entrepreneurs. Number six, you've got to have belief in yourself. You've got to believe that you're going to be successful. Now, one of the things I think I should point out at this stage is when you finish this video and you've absorbed it all, there may be just one little question at the back of your mind which says this: surely this business is very, very competitive, because nearly every video you watch, or at least it appears that way, are saying Shopify is the way, Shopify dropshipping is where you can make a fortune. And it would be very easy indeed for you to get the impression that everybody, the whole world and its wife is going to be doing it. You couldn't be further from the truth, because the truth of the matter is, my friend, a lot of these people are going to see it, they're going to half believe it, they're going to make a half-hearted attempt at trying it, but I am 99% sure that something in the region of 99% are going to fail. Your answer, be that 1% that is going to succeed, because you're going to do it right. I will wrap it up here. If you found this video at all helpful, I would suggest again that you subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon, which will notify you about my future videos. And the other thing is, don't forget, if you are serious about starting Shopify, there is the link below in the description which will immediately take you to the 14-day free trial. If you'd like to leave a comment below letting me know if this video has helped you, it'll certainly help me knowing whether the message that I'm trying to get across is reaching the right people. But in the meantime, I hope I've given you a lot to think about. So I'm going to finish now. I'm going to thank you for watching, and I'm going to wish you every bit of success, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.